Okay, I'm gonna do a video here, but this time what been here a lot here in the news. There were two awful teenagers did a horrible crime and killed some people and stole a vehicle. Now, and they said Gumbo, Manitoba, which is one road in, one road out, and if they got there, that wooded area, very dense wooded area up there, and the minute they were living in a big city of Vancouver, I don't think I'll have the experience enough to survive in that type of environment, you know, because they're wildlife. And one of the two things, a wolf could, they don't know a clan, if a wolf may kill them, which is my clan, or a bear may kill him, but if it's a bear may kill him too. 400-pound grizzly could kill him. A moose could do it too. But also, I think a wolf would not, kill him, but a wolf will look out for him. That is in the wild, that's true. Because the wolf will look out for him too and try to get a 40 into the vicinity. But if those two got a canoe and they canoed up that river, further north, way out of the area by miles of it towards, further up towards, Hudson Bay, you know what? They would not be looked at area. And there's a lot of abandoned mines up there too, couple hundred. I know around the vicinity looking right now, there's quite a few abandoned mines in the area. Like there are a couple abandoned silver mines and a few gold mines in that area. So the chances are of them coming cross run pretty good. One out hitting one, find one. They would go in that mine, hide out in that mine. They'd be searching above with the heat-seeking plane, military search, would not even find them. The outer piece of ground would not find them. They would be in that cave, and if they fall down a slope or down a mine shaft further deep down, they could be there for years or months before you even find them. And in fact, by the time find them, they might be just removing 2 dead bodies from the cave, from the mine itself. Anyway, so that's going to be very dangerous. And even if they didn't do that, and they further went deeper in that forest to a point where unexplored, up the river further enough, they got deep up north, into the far north where it get colder, you know what? The chance of their survival out there is going to be very limited. But if they made it into a couple native reserves in that area, I think the one that called the up there, that did a couple of reserves up there, not part of Hudson Bay, and a few of them are only accessible ice road basically. And even if they got to any Inuits, they would know what these guys wanted, because they don't get too much news like that. And they'd be maybe looking Gimli around. They could have made it into a couple Manitoba reserves like St. Teresa Point, Awkward House First Nations in that area, St. Teresa's in that area. There's like other reserves in the same area there too, like St. Teresa, Awkward House, Bassard, another one called Frere and Bassard, yeah? Those are a couple of reserves out there in open net. Well, I watched an ice road truckers, are you aware of that? So even if they made it these reserves, I don't think they would be, well, number two, they don't really get news like that too much up there, so they get a lot of, and if they got further enough north into, really far north and made it to the ice cap, the polar ice cap, they could have gone across the North Pole into Russia too. That's another thing, it got that far north, and that doesn't even make it that far, but they're not properly dressed for Arctic conditions. They hit a climate, and that climate can be very extreme. Just even this time of year, they could be hit -40-degree weather in the Arctic Circle, Arctic, pole. And even while across North Pole, down into Russia, they still dealing with very extreme. And even if Russia got them, you know what Russia do? They'll grab them and charge them with being in a country illegally, of course, and they will deport them right back to Canada where they're out to be waiting for cuffs on them anyway. Or they will put them in a Russian internment prison and keep them there for many years for the rest of their life, so they work them to death. So that. Well, anyways, I got rough natives. They don't know the area. 2, if they did, I mean, they don't have a skill to survive on land. Even me, myself, if I put in a situation or had to survive like that on the land or in the forest, there are ways you can do if you know how to do it. Number 1, being rope climb, I will look at the rope and see what the rope go for first, and that's what you're going to eat and how you're going to eat. After I see that, then I'm going to manipulate that point and find and hunt off a small animal, eat that for the same house, do small hunting, small game. And then eventually, after a while, if you go along further enough, you could use my native part of me, Native half, to hunt small game, which I do that in the forest, even though I do that for sake of survival at that point. Stay in one spot, wait for rescue to get to me. As soon as they come, you know what happened next? Then you get rescued. But only that happened, if I stuck a situation. Now, let's suppose it happened over in South America, the Amazon jungle. Little different story there, because in the jungle you can find, and even in the jungle, there are ways to survive. Even if I were in a crane crash middle jungle and you stuck there, you got to. What I would do is first look around the food supply and get any food out of there you can. Second is get a fire going. You know what the third one is? Can you guess? Third one is to find a and the third one to look around the trees, see the bananas or coconuts growing on palm trees. They are. I would try to get the coconuts or bananas off the palms. Or if the oranges are grown, they will sustain you long enough to rescue them. And the reason it's longer, then you look at, around, if you listen long, and if a local, but you also, another danger you got to look out for, the Nagato Nation. They're called Nagata tribe. So watch out for them. They're total cannibals, and they see me, and unless you really talk to their medicine people or chief in that tribe, they're not going to help you. They might put you in a pot and boil you alive, call them cannibal. But unless you are, if you're Six Nations, you remember you're called Confederacy and you're a Mohawk or Cayuga, they won't do it to you. But if they see that, that's what they do. It's called me invading a territory. Honestly, if I was stuck in that situation, I'd try to tell the chief of the tribe. We'll try to say to them in English, of course, if I don't understand. I try to tell them in language. I say, well, I really don't know your language too well, but I can tell you, honestly, that I'm not here to harm you, but even though I'm not part of your nation, I would have to, can I consider me a visitor to your nation, being that we're not telling anybody about your nation, get it? And if they'd be saying that and keep them all shut, and have them to say, do you know of where you can escort me or those people in plane crash to a place and where the kick would be to open area, a cleared area. And I'm talking about, it may get in desperate area where a plane was spotting dead on or something like that, yeah? Where somebody's been farming, for example, there. Which would, of course, the local farmer would actually do that. Anyway, we'll actually get local authorities, and the local authorities from rescue and all, and vice versa. But if that's the case, but chances are of even so, but having a medicine person have to sit there, they have to sit down with me, and they'll do a chant and that, a certain chant, what they call it, they'll do that, and they'll look at you, then they will see or not if you look at you again, and then they turn around and say, oh, okay. And then they might, then they go to Steve, and Steve will say, are you going to, whether Steve should, the medicine birds decide or not, you're going to boil you alive or not. No, I'm not going to boil you. In some cases where some people in Central America have crashed, plane crash, survived the crash, and the Nagara Nation have actually were in that territory, the Nagara Nation, guess what? Of the Nagara tribal nation there in that part of jungle, which is in that part of the Amazon jungle, guess what? Some people have been taken in by Nagara, made part of the nation, and they've been that way ever since. So basically, survival can be at the fittest. And I don't think these two teams know enough how to survive. And if they did survive, if they were found in about almost a year or months later, they survived, it'd be a miracle. I don't know if they can survive or not. I mean, they would be unless they made it in, unless they got in the abandoned mine shaft somehow and be real stupid and fall down the mine or start firing it, ready to fire up. Big no-no, filled with smoke, overcome by smoke very quickly. Yeah. Dangerous little thing to do, light a fire mine. Very good. Actually, if I actually did find abandoned mine once, trick is when you find abandoned mine somewhere, stay out. Don't go in it. You may want to go in it, but do not. The farthest you want to go to entering that mine is just looking down a tunnel with a flashlight, and that's it. Turn around and don't even go any further. I've done that already once. And the mine, and make sure that you and keep others out of there. You have caution tape, put it up. Put signs that says keep out, and put caution tape up if you have anything like that on you. Just do that. Put caution tape, or even guys unroll a pre-crime scene tape. Put that up and mark it off with yellow to stay out, and that means protect anybody who goes in there. And that's what I'm referring to. Well, I did find abandoned mine once in Algonquin Park. And lucky I didn't have a roll of caution. Actually, I did. I bought a roll of caution tape with $1 in Jackson Square for that trip. So I put the roll of caution tape. I go over that area and I cautioned it off and said, I put big signs that do not enter, stay out. Do not enter, stay out. And I sort of that. And then the Ministry of Natural Resources, park game warden, new staff at parks, all that, and he said, whoa, what I'm thinking. They gave me a pat on the back, and I said, no, I did not, because you don't know what's in it. A bear can make that a home, Actually, wildlife like that, grizzly bear can make that home. Believe it or not, I'd seen a grizzly bear once. I was in Algonquin Park on Teepee Lake. There was a bear right on the shore of Teepee Lake eating fish, having fish for lunch. He was so intent eating a fish, he didn't even notice me. So, And the wind was going off the lake into a forest, so I didn't notice me, but I walked quietly. What I did is I looked up at a man upstairs, be my neighbor half of me. I said to the God, the Creator, tell this bear to be mine his visit. I mean no harm. I'm going to pass by him, but I don't want to disturb him. And I went by, he didn't even move. He just kept on eating his fish. I kept on going. And then I saw a moose. The moose looked at me. I did take a picture of moose, but they looked at me, but that was pretty nice. And I lost the picture, and I got a computer virus, and the picture was lost on the computer hard drive. Shame on that. Oh, man, that beautiful picture. Anyway, but I meant, seeing wildlife like that, and one thing is see wildlife in the forest, you know what? Respect it. Look up, and you thank God for putting that there. If he a howling wolf, thank God for a howling wolf. Thank the man upstairs for that, because wildlife do two things. They do two things. Number one, they're there to present themselves, you, to hunt. Which the native people say they're to hunt. Number two, in a provincial park, I would never hunt wildlife like that in a provincial park. One, against the law. Number two, if it's a survival situation, yes, I would do that, but not anything else. Anyway, wow. Anyway, so that's what I look at. I believe those two teenage boys may have gone in mine and fallen down a shaft, may have been cold, or may have been gone deep into a forest, or may have gotten to a canoe and canoed up that river into a Hudson Bay. They did that. They were never, and the canoe capsized, kept over in Hudson Bay, with a pretty big waves in that bay. That new Hudson Bay, guess what? They'll have life jacket. They would be in the cold water. They'd be pulled down to the bottom of the bay and be left there. They actually drown in the middle of Hudson Bay. Not just the air, not the tipping over canoe. Hypothermia will kill them. Cold water, called cold water drowning. It's not a pleasant way to go, but they probably will find them. And they probably will find them when they float up with gas. But cold water don't give up a dead that easy. If it did, it will find them floating on shore somewhere. Anyways, I believe they're not going to be found alive. Honestly, if they were found alive, it will be a miracle. But then again, they'll be facing jail time plus the sentence. Plus, they could probably be in jail for the rest of their life. And I don't think that or be eaten alive by or not having common respect will be, you know what? 400-pound grizzly bear will tear them apart, both in limb for limb, and will literally eat them up. Mother bear will tear those kids apart. Or mother bear will put them in and try to make them tear them apart limb for limb for limb. You know what I'm talking about? And that's that. So, you know what? And to be found that way and dead. So there's no justice served. You kill somebody, you know what I'm gonna say? What goes around comes around. If you got bad karma, you put bad karma out there, it will come around. And you know what? And that's what's gonna happen. They went and killed some people. Well, you know what's gonna happen? God will find a way to kill them. God will find a way to do something to them. God will find out or do something with them. Either have them go to jail, or Mother Nature will find a way of disposing of them in the wild by disposing of them by bear attack. They won't survive. They don't know how to do it. Know how to fend off. You know, don't have that respect. So that unrespect they have wildlife that unrespect for wildlife and forest will kill them. There'll be a death sentence. Well, figure that one out. They don't have to go to court. The sentence has been carried out by Mother Nature. Anyways, I think that I don't think they'll be found alive. Honestly, blog over.